new rumors surrounding Dr. Octopus, and a few other upcoming characters. We also got questions about the Ultra Store, Emma Frost, and a bunch more from the Discord server, guys. And if you're ready to see if your question shows up this week, find that like button, and you know what to do. Let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the ValleyFlyin channel. It is Monday mailbag time, and Drew, the rumor guy, he has a bunch that he is sharing with us in this video, so stay tuned for the end for that. But yes, as normal, guys, we are going to the Discord server to answer your questions from the mailbag channel, and hopefully your question gets featured this week. If you want your question potentially featured in an upcoming episode, though, make sure you are a member of that Discord server. The link is in the description. But before we get to all these questions, a word from our sponsor, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to raid. Raid Shadow Legends is a turn-based free-to-play RPG that's available on both mobile and your PC. One of the more important areas in Raid is right here, the tavern. This is where you're gonna upgrade your champions, make them even stronger. Here you could sacrifice other champions to upgrade their level, upgrade their rank, upgrade their skills, and ascend them. And the brand new Tag Team Arena is live in-game. Tag Arena takes your PvP experience to the next level. Instead of a classic 4v4 battle, with Tag Arena, you need to win 2 out of 3 battles, so this adds a whole new layer of depth and competition to arena mode. So if all those sounds good, guys, make sure you use the link in the description to download Raid. And if you're a brand new player, even better, because you're gonna get the hookup. In your account, you're gonna get 100,000 free silver and the champion channeler. And those rewards, they're gonna be waiting for you in your account right here, guys. But make sure you do it now because they're only gonna be available for the next 30 days. So good luck, and I'll see you there. So yes, big thanks to the folks over at Raid. And if you guys want to check that game out, guys, make sure you use the link in the description. But without further ado, let's get to your questions. Our first question of the week, guys. Hey, Valley, love your content. Brand new to your Discord. Thanks for joining, brother. My question is about a first-time group for Dark Dimension 2 current team, able to go in as Thanos, Ebony Maw, Minerva, Hela, and Phoenix. Will that be a good option for DD2, or should I swap out Phoenix for someone like Captain Marvel or Black Bolt? Phoenix is a character, I don't know if you need to definitely swap her out, because eventually you will want to get her up to gear 13, but maybe taking another character so that you can do multiple nodes per day. Phoenix is a good character. She's just gonna die, and if you want to do multiple nodes per day with her, you're gonna have to use that cores to recharge her. So instead of Phoenix, or as a backup for Phoenix, Captain Marvel and Black Bolt both would work. I would suggest going Black Bolt over Captain Marvel, because Captain Marvel takes the same superior unique piece as Ultron, and you're probably gonna want to get Ultron up to gear 13 right as soon as you've passed that first time of Dark Dimension 2. With that said, though, instead of those two choices, I would probably go with Star-Lord, that old school Star-Lord recommendation of that energy battery. He's going to provide energy to Ebony Maw and Minerva. Both of them do percent base attacks, so the more often they could do those moves, the better you are off for Dark Dimension 2. So I would suggest Star-Lord, that old school recommendation, for that, yeah. And or you could do something that's going to give you more value in outside of this game mode, like a Black Order team. But if you're just talking about this game mode, Star-Lord I think is going to be your MVP, and you could swap him in and out of Phoenix every other day, or for Phoenix every other day. Next question: how are you doing? Hope you're staying safe during these times, brother. My question to you is who should I put into my symbiote team that I use in Arena on offense, defense, and raid? So the symbiotes are a little tough for Arena right now, considering the Black Order is roaming around a lot of Arena shards right now. But if you don't have a Black Order team that you need to face, symbiote team can do pretty good, I think. So right now you have Minerva and Ghost Rider. Both are good options, but don't really make up for the weaknesses that they have on that team. The healing, Minerva does a little bit, but you don't really have anybody that removes debuffs, and you may not need it depending on who you're facing. So a couple characters that I would recommend. The first would be Invisible Woman. She's pretty good at removing debuffs. She only has that on one of her moves. She has a high cooldown on it, so it's not something that you can use a lot, but she does remove debuffs. She also applies barrier and offense down on the enemies, so she's going to give you some value there. Shuri, I think, is the common character. You're talking about her here, and she provides that defense up, also provides that healing. So you could swap out Minerva if you're gonna do Shuri. One character that I like though for getting those debuffs off, and there's a lot of characters that could do that. Scientist Supreme, Jessica Jones. The character I like though is Psylocke. So that might be a character that you might think about bringing in. This is not a character that you might be able to use in raids because she does have a long cooldown on the move that she gets all the debuffs off the team, places it onto the enemies. But for arena, that might be a character for you to consider as well. So the two characters that I would think about, Shuri, you mentioned here. The other one would be Psylocke. That's the characters that I would look at. And then Squirrel Girl. If you have Squirrel Girl sufficiently built that can match that, she's another character that I think would go well on this team. Maybe with a Miles as the 5th. Next question, Valley, keeping rocking it out, man. Can you scream Valley Smash for the lols? All right, I'll do it in a Hulk voice.
Valley Smash!
All right. Also, can we take a 3-star character to gear 14? Yes, you can. You can get them to gear 14. The gear is based on their, or yes, it's not based on their star level. It's based on their level. So if you could get a character to the level 75, you can get them up to gear 17. Also have a Minerva, 3 red, 3 gold. Have a 3-star symbiote Spider-Man. Yes, congratulations on those lucky pulls, brother. But yeah, you can get them to gear 14 if you need them for Dark Dimension 3. So excited for the full Marauders team. While I hate the idea of Squirrel Girl, I think the Young Avengers are going to be amazing. So I think they are good. I don't know if they're going to be amazing, but they're good. They're a better version of that Hero Brawlers. I don't know if they're going to be breaking into that top 5 of the meta teams, but yes, very, very good team. Better version of that Hero Brawlers. Love your content. Would like to know 2 things. Will you do a hot food challenge against OMG? Yes. Yes, we were supposed to do it before, but back when we did the Wings Challenge, I guess he was having some issues with his stomach. I'm not sure if that's permanent or just what was going on at the time. So yes, if he ever wants to do it, I'm open to it. So it's on him if he wants to do that. Also, what recording software do you use to edit your videos for YouTube? My alliance wants to do a channel for fun and gain experience. They use you use Discord to screen share, OBS, and BlueStacks. Those are the exact software that I use to record. The OBS is what I use for recording. BlueStacks is what I use to play on my PC, so that's it's easier to record. And then screen share with Discord. That's what I use with a lot of the other content creators when we collab. So the big thing about the editing software, I use Premiere Pro. Now I know you got to pay for that, and that might not be an option for some people, especially if this is just a channel for fun. There's a bunch of other editing softwares out there that are free. I'm not familiar with them because, like I said, I use Premiere Pro. If you're on a Mac, Final Cut is supposed to be very good. I think that's a free software as well, but I use Premiere Pro. I think there's a lot out there, but I'm just not aware of them. And if you guys do editing and know where some free software out there to edit, then let us know in the comments. Hopefully you could help the legendary Hulk out, brother. All right, greetings from Kentucky. Greetings, brother. I finally pulled my 7 red star character, but unfortunately I can't celebrate too much because it's on Nebula. Oh my goodness. So sad. I pulled a 6-star Nebula, so I know how you're feeling. I didn't build up that team. You're thinking Ultron for a villain tech team. I guess she could work on a villain tech team if you're using it for a Blitz squad. For a lot of the content in 8.3, you could pair Ultron with 4 random characters, including Nebula, and make a good team for. So if you're talking about a Blitz team, yes, you can, but I have not built my Nebula at all. I pulled a 6 red star on her, pulled a 6 red star on Stitcher. Have not built him up at all. There's just characters that, even though you get a good red star pull on, that you probably still don't want to invest any resources on. So Nebula's one of them in my book, brother. Greetings from Serbia. What is up, brother? Just getting ready for Dark Dimension 3. Have these characters at gear 14. Ultron, Phoenix, Mini, Symbiote, Spider-Man, and Mr. Sinister. I'm getting close to Minerva or Ebony Maw and Hela to gear 14. Won't be able to get them both up. Which do you recommend doing first, Ebony Maw or Hela? I use Ebony Maw in all game modes. I only use Hela in War Blitz and some Greek grades. I think you answered the question for yourself, brother. You're using Ebony Maw more often. I think that's the way to go. So Ebony Maw, and plus I think is a better he is a better character in that game mode anyway, especially with that that percent-based damage that he does, that healing, that drain that he does. One more question, since I don't have Black Order fully built up, should I use T-Force to upgrade Ebony Maw's special or ultimate first? So both of those are really good on a full Black Order team. However, that ultimate, it's gonna help with that speed on that on a full Black Order team. So I don't know, if you're not using Ebony Maw on a full Black Order team, you're not getting a lot of the bonuses from additional Black Order members. You're not getting as much speed bar reduction for the enemies, and you're not getting as much speed bar gain for your allies. So I don't know if the ultimate is as important if you're not using a full Black Order team. The special is going to give defense up for 2 turns instead of 1, so the special is definitely more valuable for Maw outside of that team. But if you're using Maw on that Black Order team, or plan to use them very soon on that Black Order team, you probably want to do both of those T4s, brother. Next question. Now that Beast is coming, will the primary X-Men team be Phoenix, Colossus, Storm, Cyclops, and Beast? If so, I guess Wolverine has nowhere to go. I know there are more X-Men synergies now, which makes the team more viable, but there'll always be a best version. Thanks, dude, for keeping up the good work. So, not sure if this is going to be the best team, but I kind of like where your head's going, and I'm kind of leaning towards this version as well. Phoenix and Colossus, 2 awesome characters. I think you have to include them if they are on the best version of this team. Even though Phoenix dies and summons Dark Phoenix, I think this is still part of the best version. Storm has a lot of synergy with Beast, especially getting those charges for raid mode, getting 2 charges on the basics instead of 1. I think that is valuable. And then if you aren't using up all of the charges on that special, I think that makes Storm a lot better character. It's only 50%. I wish it was 100%, but it's only 50%. But yeah, the Storm and Beast synergy, I don't think you can ignore that. And it's Cyclops, just a good character with some high damage. So on paper, I think this is the best version of this team. I think Psylocke could be relegated to other another team, excuse me. And then Wolverine, I don't know, maybe on a symbiote team because he has that healing, maybe on a Young Avengers team. I don't know. I don't know where Wolverine ends up now if this is the best version of that X-Men team. Hey, ValleyFlyin, I'd like to know your thoughts on the new Ultra store that has dropped recently in the game. I personally feel the cost for purple and orange orbs is way too high for what it takes to get these Ultra credits. I agree with you. They are insanely high, and the exchange rate is very, very bad, but gotta remember what this store is. This is an overflow store meant for players that already have characters at 7-star, and then all the extra credits will be going to this store. So it's not meant as a place to farm. It's just meant as a place to kind of use some of our credits so they're not going to waste, as they kind of were before this store came, in those Ultimus Inception orbs where you would just open an orb and then it would allow you to open more orbs, and this kind of diminishing cost over time. So this is a lot better, but the cost, yes, is definitely ridiculous. I do think that it's very likely of what I saw in one of the comments, and I don't remember who left this comment, but someone said maybe these costs are ridiculous on purpose to get people to reduce all of their Ultra store credits, and once people's credits are gone, then they'll redo the store and make it in a normal exchange rate. That does make sense. I'm not sure if that's what they're gonna do, but it makes sense to me. So maybe that's what they planned with these ridiculous prices all along. How disappointed are you that the Blitz sim did not come to the game as we were all hoping it would? I am disappointed. Obviously not super disappointed, because it's not like they said that this would be coming and they didn't bring it. It's something that we as the community kind of assumed would be coming based on what they said in their 2020 roadmap for reducing some of the low quality time in Blitz, coupled with some of the debug kind of screens that we saw when the game would crash. Some people would show the screenshot of an auto sim feature on and off. So I think a lot of people were led to believe that, including myself. So not sure what's going to happen with it. Hopefully it's still something that they have planned. Of course, I would like to see this with multiple Blitz shards, because like was mentioned in a live stream, if you do this in a world where everybody's in one shard, you're just going to give advantage to everybody. I would like to see this auto sim feature coupled along with multiple Blitz shards. I think that would reduce some of the low quality time in Blitz, but that's what I'd like to see. But I am disappointed it didn't come, but not super disappointed, because it wasn't something that I was fully expecting. It was something I was assuming, but it wasn't like something that we had a lot of great evidence to suggest that this was what the feature was going to be. All right, next question though, guys, let's get into it. What is up, ValleyFlyin? It's been a while since I asked a question. You're great responding, so here we go. I'm in an alliance with that's pretty active. We have 4 players that kind of do their own thing. What would you suggest as far as getting good players, seeing it as all the top alliances take the decent players? So yeah, so this is not something that I really do in Marvel Strike Force, but it is something that I was doing back when I was playing Future Fight, and the struggle is real, man. The top alliances will take all the decent players, but once in a while you will find through the recruiting channels, and there's one on my channel, there's one on a bunch of the Discord channels that you can recruit players, but once in a while you'll find players that are pretty good, that are looking for homes, that aren't looking to be in one of those top alliances. And hopefully your alliance is doing good at the time that these players will stick. And it's just a big war of attrition, because each week you'll find players that you'll add, and each week you'll find players that you'll lose. So it's just a matter. It's just a constant battle for leadership, guys, and that's one of the struggles that you face as an alliance leader. So it's kind of what it is, especially with a game like this where there's turnover in some of these alliances and a lot of switching over in alliances. Hey man, hope you are well. Reaching out because something strange has happened to me in Arena. When I clone Phoenix with Mr. Phoenix, the ultimate doesn't summon Dark Phoenix anymore. She dies. Did they nerf Phoenix, or is it a bug? It is a bug, and they did address this when this update first came out, and they did address this recently. So this was addressed after your question was asked, but on Twitter, the visual only issue with Wolverine is blocking synergy bonus being applied in select squads. That is a bug that they're addressing, but this was a bug that they talked about in previously. The bug that you were suggesting, the separate issue with Mr. Sinister where a clone of Phoenix would not summon Dark Phoenix when it died. That issue is now resolved, and that tweet went out on the 17th, so it should be fixed, guys. If this issue with Phoenix dying, with a cloned Phoenix still dying, not able to summon Dark Phoenix, then let the devs know, because according to this tweet, it should be fixed in game, guys. ValleyFlyin, how are you doing, man? Still love the fun and energy you share. Long time question, but there is still one here. Do I need Colossus for Dark Dimension 3? No, you don't need him for Dark Dimension 3. He will help you on some of those global nodes, though. Currently on Dark Dimension node 4 of Dark Dimension 3, starting a global node soon. I have Phoenix, Hela, Symbiote Spidey, Minerva, and Mr. Sinister. I'm closing in on Carnage and Ebony Maw. I have no shortage of ABCs, but sometimes short of other catalysts, especially the green ones. So the question is, should I T14 Colossus for the global nodes and slowing my Carnage and Maw in the process? I don't know how much Phoenix and Rez and Sinister will struggle without him. All right, so Sinister's not that valuable in Dark Dimension 3 from what I've seen, especially in those city nodes, in those global nodes, excuse me. Colossus and Phoenix are going to be your two MVPs in that global section. So because you're not in the global, what I would recommend, you could get Colossus right now. After Colossus, your next character should be Maw, and after Maw, your next character should be Carnage. That's what I would recommend, because these nodes take a while. It took me a while. It took months to get through these nodes, so you're gonna have some time. If you're someone that is planning to get through this a lot quicker than I am and getting to that cosmic section quicker, maybe just skip Colossus and go straight to Maw. But I'm not sure if you're able to do that with just Phoenix and Sinister. I think you're going to need some protection, some Colossus in there, just a little bit to help you out with that. But that is my recommendation. Go Colossus to help you with global, then go Maw to help you with cosmic, and then go Carnage to help you with those city nodes. And that is what I would do, just based on the time that it takes to get through these nodes, brother. All right, hello, brother. Returning player here after 3-month hiatus. I'm currently with Guild of Newcomers, using this time to build forgotten teams without the pressure of grinding for Ultimate 7. For a war offense team, which of these three would you recommend? A low star X-Force, an OG Power Armor, I missed Ironheart, or Fantastic Four? Keep on smashing it. So I think the best of this bunch, just as far as teams, is going to be X-Force. But because you have them at low stars and they're not farmable, or all of them aren't farmable yet, I would probably hold off on these guys right now. But keep in mind that this is the best team out of the bunch. OG Power Armor, very, very good. They're very good in War and Blitz. Same thing with Fantastic Four. But I'm going to give Fantastic Four the nod here, because I think Invisible Woman is going to give you value outside of just her team, just outside of just that Fantastic Four team. Whereas the OG Power Armor, Vision is going to help you a little bit, but I think you're going to have more value with Invisible Woman than Vision. So I would go Fantastic Four first, then Power Armor, and then X-Force. But if for some reason X-Force became farmable before one of these other teams did, start on X-Force before that, because they're the best of the bunch out of these teams. Thanks for all your videos and your work. What is up, brother? I was wondering what your thoughts on where to buy in the new Ultra store. I know it likely depends on where someone is in the game, but could you give a recommendation for early player just starting to collect Ultimus shards? So for early players, I don't know if Ultimus is that valuable. I don't know if you ever really need to be stretching for that Ultimus orb. So I probably would just go gear, and that would be dependent on where you're at. Earlier players, you're probably going to get more value from those purple gear pieces. Some of the mid-game players and later game players are probably going to see more value from those orange pieces. So although they're expensive and they may go down in cost in the future, I still would recommend the gear. I don't think Ultimus is that valuable for you to sacrifice your gear for other teams to build them up right now. Maybe that is going to change in the future, and if you're building like a backup Kree team to take out Asgardians or some of these other teams, then maybe you work on Ultimus, but I just don't see him having too much value in the game right now. So just go on gear, brother. That's my recommendation. What's going on, brother? Do you think Emma Frost will be a new reoccurring milestone? I haven't heard how they plan to release her yet. With her being a 100-star shard unlock, it seems like they're going to do 3 new tunes 3 different ways, with a SG event campaign, Blitz Beast, a Beast Blitz, and an Emma Frost milestone event. Sounds very likely. That's their 3 most popular ways of releasing characters, and the timing kind of would go along with when the Symbiote Spider-Man milestones are probably ending. We don't have a definitive date on the end date of that yet, so maybe it won't work out. But as far as based on what they've done, as far as length of those milestones in the past, does make sense. It probably is going to come in this update if they're going to go back to do Emma Frost, maybe towards the end of it, maybe her offer in this update and then the actual milestone events in the next update. Not sure yet, but it is likely based on what they're doing and the timing of these release characters. We got a X-23 Blitz going on right now. We have it going on this week, and it looks like Beast is going to be another Blitz character. So if they're, it's not like, I don't think it's likely that Emma Frost is going to be a Blitz release character, and they haven't really shown too many different release methods, so I think it is likely a milestone for Emma Frost. ValleyFlyin, I enjoy PvP. Do you think rewards will be added? Maybe a daily or a milestone for battles? I think they should. I enjoy this game mode as well. Haven't done too much content on it. Haven't played it too much, and that's pretty much just based on the rewards. I think it's a great game mode, but I don't know if it's caught on too much, and it may be because of the lack of rewards. So I would like to see it added. I don't think it should be anything significant, just enough to get players to play this mode without doing a huge balance, throwing everything off of balance, because some players are not going to want to play this as much, and some players are going to play this all the time. So I would like to see them get some minimal rewards added just to make it a little more popular, and then if it becomes more popular, maybe make it more required in the future, maybe releasing characters or maybe a store towards this. I don't know what they plan to do, but yeah, I would like to see it become more popular, and I think rewards added to it would be a way for more players to get engaged with this game mode. Smash it out, brother. Long-time watcher, first-time poster. Do you have any idea why they're planning on putting a cap on how much Ultimus currency you can currently hold? It was in the message about the store, and I want to know what they were thinking about limiting a resource. No other resource is capped, so why this one? So there's a cap on some resources. Just, I don't think there's a cap on other store currencies, so this would be different for this one, and it kind of goes along the lines to my answer about the last question about the Ultimate store, where I think they're trying to reduce some of the currency that we have. I think that there was a lot of players that were saving this for a while, really no use for it because of that big inception that would happen every time you would open an Ultimate orb. So a lot of players were just saving this. And I think they want players to spend this. It makes sense that they would have a cap on this to reduce the currency, and that they would have some crazy amounts of costs on these orbs, these purple orbs, these orange gear orbs. They're crazy costs. So this could come in junction with normalizing costs at the store, maybe adding another character in the store, but all of this does make sense. It's just speculation on my part though, but that's what makes sense to me, brother. Next question. Hey man, lately I've noticed it seems like Punisher's basic isn't clearing as often as it used to, and some people in my alliance on Reddit seem to agree. Have you noticed this too? No, not really. Defenders is not a team that I use a lot, especially Punisher's basic. Normally when I use this team, which is very rare. Pretty much just on Blitz. I use his ultimate, then I use his special, and by then the battle's pretty much over, or I've thrown in an auto. I'm not really paying attention to the fight. So if any of you guys use defenders more than I do and are paying attention to this Punisher basic when it comes around, I'm not sure. Is it something that needs to be getting more widespread notice? Is this a bug going on, or is this just something that people are seeing that's not working as often and it's no bug? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what's going on with this though, guys. We've seen new unlock methods for legendaries like Phoenix at 6-star and requiring another legendary from Maw. We've also seen an increase in red star promotions coming out. What do you think about my bold prediction that a legendary coming out could require 5 red stars to unlock, maybe supernatural? I would not be in favor of this. I don't want unlocking a legendary to be tied totally to luck, which is what red stars are. Even with the increase in promotion credits, a lot of it still has to do with luck because you need that character to show up in that store, and that has to do with luck as well. But yeah, even with a lot of credits, I don't like this. I don't like this idea. So it's very bold, but let's not mention this anymore. Hopefully the devs have not heard this question and it's not getting in their heads to unlock a character like this, a legendary like this. ValleyFlyin, how are you doing, man? Hope you're keeping safe as well. Same to you, brother. My question is regarding a Black Order versus Black Order mirror match. I can't win punch-ups, punch acrosses, punch down, whether I go first, hold my Thanos special to after Thanos goes, blow all the cooldowns at once. I can't seem to win. Do you have some sort of strategy that you use, any particular kill order? So this is a question that I do not know the answer to either. I have not managed to get a good kill versus Black Order in a mirror match. Punching up, punching down, punching across. Couldn't figure it out. So initially when I first tried this, it wasn't working. And then I found a team that works when punching across or punching across. So I guess punching up against them in arena. And that's Phoenix, Colossus, Ultron, Black Bolt, and Invisible Woman. That team works very well with some pretty good punch ups in against the Black Order. So fighting a team that has a higher collection power than you do. So that team worked pretty well. And since I found that team, I haven't went back and tried to beat a Black Order with a Black Order. I'm not sure what people are using though. So if you are using a Black Order versus Black Order in a mirror match, let me know in the comments or reach out to me in Discord. I'm curious to see what people are doing. I've never went back. I know there's other teams that could beat Black Order, but that Phoenix team with Colossus, that's what I'm using now, brother. And hopefully that helps. And hopefully someone in the comments can help us figure out what to do in a mirror match, because yeah, I don't know. What's up, brother? Greetings from South Texas. Hope you and your family are staying safe. Same to you, brother. My question today is, when a character is offense up and offense down at the same time, or defense up and defense down at the same time, which one goes into effect? The way I understand it, these will cancel each other out. There may be something different in the code because as you guys know, if you've been playing this game for a while, there's a lot of inconsistencies in the code, but I think they just cancel each other out. If you guys know different, look in the code and there's something different that's going on, let me know in the comments. Also, could you give a shout out to mine and my daughter's YouTube channel? It's called Daddy and Delilah. It's just me, my kids, making some good South Texas food. I like South Texas food. What is up, guys? Shout out to Daddy and Delilah. Next question. Greetings from Colorado. Why does Heimdall's special, Divine Foresight, pop, evade, and then attack opponents? Does it happen all at once, or is it 2 separate actions? It looks like it is 2 separate actions if it's popping those evades and then doing that big attack. So a lot of these things, a lot of these attacks that have multiple actions, sometimes they go all at once, which is strange. Sometimes they do in different order than it's listed, which is strange. There's not a lot of consistency in the code. So it looks like he's removing the stealth, and that's also popping the evade. Then he's doing his big AoE attack. I think that's what's happening in this move here. That's why it's happening. So it's interesting. Some of the, there's no consistency, as you guys may know in the code. So sometimes things happen in certain orders, sometimes they don't. But I think what's happening, he's trying to remove the stealth, that's popping the vase, and then he's doing his evades. Is what's happening in Heimdall's particular instance, brother. Next question is Bonjour from France. What do you think of a new mechanic for Doc Ock? Oh, I love new mechanics. I think it's a great thing. I don't even know what you're gonna mention, but yeah, anything that's a new mechanic adds something to the game, adds some replayability for me, keeps the game from being stale. So any new mechanics are good. I'm sure this one is good as well. Let's say his passive says at the beginning of fight, if he's with 4 Sinister 6 allies, he summons the remaining one with 100% of that character's stats. That would make Sinister 6 the first real 6-member team, since a lot of newer teams like Asgard or Coulson Shield pop 1 or 2 characters on turn 1. 1. That'd be interesting. New mechanic. What do you think? I would like it. Yes, I like all new mechanics. Now, Sinister Six, they don't do it on turn 1, but if you kill Mysterio, 2 Mysterios can pop up. You kind of can have a Sinister Six, but I get what you're saying. I would like it. I like that new mechanic. Make a full Sinister Six team. I don't think they're strong enough that there would be an overpowered team if they had 6 members going against 5, but I would like it. Like I said earlier, I like all the new mechanics coming to this game. It keeps the game from getting stale. Hey, Valley, go Navy, beat Army. And I gotta read the next response, guys. Hey, Valley, go Army, always beat Navy. So I'll let you guys talk trash to each other. Talk trash to each other as long as it's all in good fun, guys, because Army and Navy supposed to be on the same side. Anyway, Black Order T4s. The consensus seems to be that the top 4 are Maw special and passive. I don't know about his passive. I don't think his passive that good. I've put a lot of T4s into my Black Order. That's not one that I've done. Followed by Cull and Corvus passive. Those are both pretty good. After that, there's a lot of debate. I think, yeah, there's a lot of debate on which is the best order that you should do these in, but I don't think that the passive for Maw is good. The ultimate for Maw is good. We talked about that earlier. On a full Black Order team, that ultimate for Maw is very good. After that, I feel like Corvus ultimate is way underrated. What do you think? It's not rated very high. I don't think it offers a lot. It just offers damage. Now, if you have some crazy red stars on Corvus and not a lot on the rest of your Black Order, it may help that Black Order team overall. But for me, I like moves that add more than just damage, and Corvus's move adds just damage. So unless he's got some crazy red stars, like a 6 or 7 red star on him, I probably wouldn't be doing that move. And even with that, I probably wouldn't be doing that move unless I've invested in a lot of the other T4s that the Black Order I think needs. Some of which you suggested here, brother. Hey, Valley, do you know anything about any improvements to Blitz? No, I do not. That was one of the things mentioned in that early 2020 roadmap. We talked about a little earlier on this video, but they said in last week's blog post on the 21st, so tomorrow, they'll be coming out with a roadmap for the rest of 2020. So because that reducing that low quality time of Blitz was the only thing that was not addressed, I'm hoping that is something that's going to be addressed in this roadmap coming up. So we'll have to stay tuned. We'll have to see tomorrow. But that is all we could hope for, brother. No other improvements. I'm just hoping that we hear about it tomorrow. What is up from South Texas? A lot of South Texans in here, brother. With Black Bolt presumably coming after the Magneto event, I'm floored as who to upgrade. I need Black Bolt pretty badly because I narrowly missed him during his event last, while many were I was competing with in Arena did. I was able to take, I want to take him straight to T13. I'll be unlocking him as 6 gold, 6 red stars. Carnage is the last character I need to upgrade to Dark Dimension 3, along with Phoenix, Minerva, Symbiote, Spider-Man, and Hela, but he's only a T9. I only have enough bio resources to upgrade 1 character, but I'm fine with SBCs. So with that, I would upgrade Black Bolt right away. The reason is these nodes are going to take you a while. It's taken me months to get from node 1 all the way to where I am now. I'm still not in city. Granted, I've skipped a few days and forgotten about it, but it takes a while. So you're going to have time to upgrade Black Bolt while you're in Dark Dimension 3. You should have time if you still are collecting all your mini uniques, all your superior uniques. If you're collecting all of those, you should have time to also get those for Carnage as well. So you should be able to do both, but yeah, if Black Bolt is the one I would take on because you're gonna use him in those all nodes, in those first 4 nodes, plus you're gonna use him in the Cosmic before you even need Carnage for that city. So that's what I would do, brother. But it would depend on where you are as far as gear as well. ValleyFlyin, there are a few teams like Hand, Ravagers, and most of the Kree that are just useless garbage. I agree. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if Scopely made some of these teams that are trash be a hard counter to some of these better teams? For instance, Hand. What if they made it so Hand was still trash against 99% of the other landers, but could mop the floor with the humans? Or Ravager could be garbage, except they're good against Supernatural. I would like this. I like these teams, like you mentioned, having an Achilles heel against other teams. They kind of had that mechanic back in the day with that rock, paper, scissors mechanic when Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. was dominating everywhere. They had Brotherhood come out and they could beat Fury's S.H.I.E.L.D., but you still had Defenders be able to beat that Brotherhood team, and then Fury S.H.I.E.L.D. could beat Defenders. So you had that rock, paper, scissors mechanic. I would like it if they added this rock, paper, scissors mechanic with other teams as well. Some of these trash teams, maybe bring them in the mix. Maybe make them one of the counters to these. Maybe not a meta team, maybe not like a Black Order, But against teams you mentioned here, Inhumans, Supernatural, people are mostly using these on War. Maybe another counter to Defenders, maybe another counter to Captain Marvel. Some of these non-top 5 meta teams, I would like to see these teams have a use so that when we see one of these teams, they're like, oh, this is a team I need to counter that. Exactly. Because you see Defenders, easy to counter, but you know Sinister Six very easily countering the Defenders. It would be good if some of these other teams had some hard counters as well. Just to give them some use. Valley, I need your advice. I hope you're staying safe. I'm in Texas. A lot of Texans in this mailbag show. I'm doing my best to stay safe. I need a new arena team. My shard is all over the place with high defenders, as Guardians, Black Bolt, and to stay at the top, I have Ultron. I'm going to build up my symbiote Spider-Man since he's my favorite and my meta. Lucky me. Carnage, Minerva. Who should I use for the last spot? I have Invisible Woman and Shuri. So if you're running that full symbiotes, brother, I think who's going to give you the most value is Invisible Woman. Shuri's going to give you that defense up. I'm not sure if you need it there. You're going to give you that healing. You're already getting some healing with Minerva, so I'm not sure if you need that. Invisible Woman is going to clear debuffs off your team. You don't really have that on that team that you are running right now. So Invisible Woman will be good. She also has defense or offense down on the enemies. She can place your team into stealth. So she does a bunch of things. She is going to be more valuable to your team than Shuri, although a character like Squirrel Girl, if you have her built up enough, you may not at this time, but once you are able to get some gold stars, some red stars on her, she's going to be able to heal and remove debuffs from that team. And then another character that I want to mention, I mentioned her previously, Psylocke is a very good character for removing debuffs as well. But a bunch of characters go, but I think Invisible Woman is the character that would be more valuable if you want to use Minerva in that other spot. Also, what T4s are still relevant on Ultron? I like all of them. I think all of them were relevant back in the day, except for maybe his basic. I think I still did his basic anyway, just because he has Ultron, I'm using all over the place. But yeah, his special, his ultimate, his passive, I think they're still good and valuable even in today's meta, even if Ultron has fallen off a little bit since from where he was in the past. He's still a very good character and worthy of a lot of those T4s. ValleyFlyin, and greetings from the entire Scooby Gang Alliance. Watch your channel. Want to know, you're not an Alliance leader, but speaking as an Alliance leader, the timing of War matchmaking is impossible to deal with roster changes. They're only 22 hours after War matchmaking during days 1 and 3 hours on season's end. This is significant because new members get a 24-hour freeze before they can enter Alliance War and set up their defense. This is frustrating. We need changes now. I do remind you, they have made some changes. It used to be worse. I think the season used to end on Mondays, which means that for a full war, if you're new in War, you're doing nothing back in the past. So they have made changes. You at least get a little tiny, like 1 or 2 hours window that you can set your defenses before that first battle, but it's better than it was in the past. I'm not sure what needs to be done to counter this. If you guys have changes that you have suggested in the past or that you want to suggest, let me know in the comments, because it's not good. It's better than where it was. I'm not sure what the best solution is. Again, if you guys have good solutions to this, let me know, but I don't know what it is. It's better than it was in the past. I mean, maybe making War less often in the week, having once a week, twice a week, and upping the rewards, that could solve this as well. So outside of that, let me know what you guys think as far as solutions for this. What's up? Greetings from Brazil. I am playing lots of raids, Ultima 6 lately. I want you to answer this. Raids, AI, is it programmed to sort of pick on healers? Because I feel that every time I put Sinister, Minerva, Shuri, Scientist Supreme, the AI just attacks them like crazy. Thanks, bro. I'm not sure. I haven't noticed that. I mean, sometimes I get real bad RNG. They attack my Minerva. They're attacking my Scientist Supreme. I'm like, oh man, this is a very tough note. Other times they're just attacking Greg all the time. So I don't know if it's something in the AI. Maybe it's something that's loaded into the AI every time you load the game, and it just goes after that. And then when you load it again, it's reset. I'm not sure how it works. Again, this is something that's in the code that I don't go into. But yeah, I haven't noticed anything just picking on healers. I know they changed something where Captain Marvel is picking on the weakest opponent, which happened to be Greg, but as far as I know, nothing exists in the game, but I could be wrong. I'm not going into the code. All right, and last question before we get to Drew. Hey Valley, if you have a full Black Order team without Ebony Maw, who is the best sub? Well, you're gonna lose a lot without Ebony Maw because you're not getting that empowered Thanos. You're missing some of that passive. You're missing 2 Infinity Stones as well. So if I were to pick one character, it'd probably have to be Mr. Sinister, especially if you're going with a team that has the Ebony Maw that you could clone. This guy's gonna clone the enemy's Ebony Maw and make your Thanos empowered. So that would be the obvious choice. Without that kind of cheating character, though, I think any of the meta characters would work. Phoenix, Ultron, Black Bolt, a lot of them will work good. But if we had to pick somebody just to kind of replace Ebony Maw, the first one that would pop into my head is going to be Invisible Woman. She offers that barrier on your team. She offers offense down on the other team. She puts some of your team into stealth. So she provides a lot. She's going to have a high cooldown on both of her skills, though. So in sort of shorter content, she'll be very valuable. In some of the raids, though, maybe not taking Invisible Woman, and maybe for some longer content like raids, maybe replacing her with a Minerva, because you're getting that energy battery from Thanos every time an enemy dies. You're also getting a healing, some healing from Minerva every time an enemy dies. So you're getting kind of that old BKT synergy with Thanos and Minerva coming into play. So those are the 2 characters I can think off my top of my head, along with the obvious choice of Sinister and some of the other meta characters like maybe a Phoenix or a Black Bolt or Ultron. But those 2 I would try, brother. But now it is time to get to Drew. I have heard you have heard many new things. What can you tell us, Drew? The new characters. Who is coming to Marvel Strike Force?
Good eye, Valley. Drew the rumor guy here, and we are chock-a-block full of new rumors. So let's get on with it. First, our 8-legged legendary friend was August, then October, now slated for September release. Things are changing all the time with this bloke, mate, so who knows what else. And you're going to be shocked by the new characters that are swarming to the game in August, and I've got word of 3. One of them is a part of a team whose limbs cannot be cut off. Yeah, there was a bunch this time, mate, so I'm always keeping my ears open, so don't worry, I will be back with more.
Woo, Drew! A lot to unpack in that message, brother. I'm not sure if I picked up on all the hints, but I picked up on some of them. I'm not going to say anything right now, guys, because I want to see what you guys come up with. Let me know in the comments, who do you think Drew is talking about? Who are the characters coming to Marvel Strike Force in August? Who are your guesses? Let me know, guys. Put it in there. Lock in your dates so you can say, I guessed it way back on this date. Now, I want to thank each and every one of you guys that left a question on the Discord server. Whether it got answered or not, I want to thank you guys for leaving that question. If you want your question potentially featured in an upcoming episode, make sure you check out the link to the Discord server down below, guys. It is in the description. Check out some of the other links down below as well that support the channel. A lot of good stuff in there, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure you check me out on social media and check out BlueStacks. Hold, fix, bump before you go, baby. ValleyFlyin out.